We are back with episode 24 of TSTNT. It's good to get back to the grind of making these episodes because it's been a while since our last one. Get ready for a very special episode because this is our first episode at an NFL stadium. We're in Buffalo to watch the Buffalo Bills take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This might actually be our most challenging episode because Highmark Stadium is the largest venue that we will have done a vlog episode to date, and this is Buffalo, so expect the weather to play a part in this. Regardless of what Mother Nature decides to bring, I could not be more excited to bring this stadium to you. It's the last season for the old Highmark Stadium, or as folks call it around here, the Ralph, because it was known as Ralph Wilson Stadium for a long time before they move into their new stadium, which they are building right across the parking lot. That is precisely why I'm doing an episode here. Similar to Oakland, you gotta get there before it's gone. This is also my first time ever in Western New York. I am very excited to explore another new part of the country that I've never been to before. Pre-game monologue here will be through VO, so you know the drill. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Welcome to Buffalo. This is my first time here and first time in Western New York. Always feels great to explore a new part of the country. I am so excited to bring you guys my first ever NFL episode. This has been a long time in the making, and I am psyched to see what the Bills Mafia is all about. Now let's get into the monologue. The Buffalo Bills' roots can be traced back to professional football teams that played in the early to mid 20th century. The Buffalo All-Americans were actually an original NFL franchise that would play through the 1920s but folded in 1929. A couple more pro football teams played in the city in the following decades, and one of them was named the Buffalo Bills. Actually, they were originally the Bisons, but the team owner, who also owned the Frontier Oil Company, wanted to give his team a frontier theme to it, so he renamed the team the Buffalo Bills. The name, of course, is inspired by the famous frontiersman, Pony Express rider, and U.S. Army soldier who served in the Civil and Indian Wars, Buffalo Bill Cody. Ironically, he was called Buffalo Bill because he hunted them for a living and claims to have hunted over 4,000 of them. He primarily hunted them to feed crews that were building the Union Pacific Railroad. Now, unfortunately, this version of the Bills would fold when their league, the All-America Football Conference, folded as well. But in 1959, a man named Ralph Wilson would start a new charter AFL franchise in Buffalo, and he wanted to use the same name as the previous franchise. Wilson originally tried to start a new AFL team in Miami, but passed on it after seeing a recent football team they had become a failure. So Buffalo was actually his plan B. Anyway, the team began play in 1960, and even long after the AFL-NFL merger in 1970, the team has continued to last. Buffalo is the NFL's smallest market, not including Green Bay. The Packers are a completely different and unique situation for another episode. That's why I technically don't count them. But anyway, Buffalo's metro area can't even crack the top 50, and yet it still has been able to keep an NFL franchise for now over 65 years. To understand how the Bills have stuck around, we have to go back to the beginning. In 1960, the city of Buffalo was among the largest cities in the country, ranking in the top 20 with over 500,000 people. The nearby city of Niagara Falls had over 100K, and Rochester, a city just over an hour away from Buffalo, had over 300K. So the population base was there. As mentioned, in 1970, the merger took place, and the league required stadiums to have at least 50,000 seats. The stadium the Bills played in, War Memorial Stadium, aka the Rock Pile, as the place was very poorly maintained, was considered too small, as it only held just above 46K. A poorly maintained and undersized stadium that was built in the 1930s? Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it. A new stadium had to be built. Ralph Wilson actually toyed with the idea of moving the team to Seattle, to Tampa or Memphis, and he used the leverage he had to pressure the Erie County legislators into building a new stadium for the team. So a new place known originally as Rich Stadium was built in 1973 that had over 80,000 seats. It was built entirely with public money from the county, and it was built in the Buffalo suburb of Orchard Park. Renovations throughout the decades have reduced capacity to just over 71K, with 73K for standing room, but this venue has continued to host the Bills for over 50 years. The Bills have also stuck around despite Buffalo and the surrounding region losing population. It wasn't just Buffalo. Other nearby aforementioned cities like Rochester and Niagara Falls, not to mention Syracuse, they bled population too. Buffalo's city population today is above 272K. Despite that massive population loss, the team continues to stick around. How have they been able to do that? Regionalization. That's how. The Bills appeal not just to Buffalo and the surrounding area, but Rochester, Syracuse, really that whole snow belt, which is that western and upstate New York region, which still has millions of people. And they even have international draw, as folks from the Golden Horseshoe in Canada will cross the border and root on the Bills. The Golden Horseshoe is a region in Ontario which contains 20% of the Canadian population and 54% of Ontario's population, Canada's most populated province. But even despite their broad appeal, the Bills' stability in Buffalo has been tested in more recent years. After Ralph Wilson's passing in 2014, the team needed a new owner. But finding an owner that was committed to keeping the team in Buffalo was no guarantee. Thankfully, Terry and Kim Pegula, who already owned the NHL team here, the Buffalo Sabres, purchased the team for $1.4 billion. And the Bills Mafia breathed a sigh of relief. Now, as mentioned, the team is building a new stadium as the current one is over 50 years old. It's very outdated, and it doesn't have the modern bells and whistles that newer stadiums have today. Not to mention, it doesn't offer protection from Buffalo's notoriously snowy and windy weather. The new $2.1 billion stadium, unlike the old one, has a lot of private financing behind it, with the Bills pitching in over $1.2 billion and the NFL giving a G4 loan of $200 million, along with the New York government contributing $600 million, and Erie County threw in another $250 million. It won't be a domed stadium, but it'll feature a large canopy that protects the majority of seats. The Bills Mafia didn't want a dome because part of their culture is to embrace the cold and the snow. It also makes for a good home field advantage, and snow football always makes great TV. With this new place being built, the Bills will last in Buffalo for decades to come. Hopefully one day, we do a vlog episode there.
All right, folks, before we get into game action, you can't go to Buffalo without getting the very food that was invented here. Buffalo wings, courtesy of, there you go, Wing Nuts. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of spicy wings, so I just got mild buffalo sauce as well as the signature sauce that Wing Nuts uses. So let's give these a shot. This here is the mild buffalo sauce wing. Let's get into it. Nice and soft. Pretty good. Now let's dip it in ranch and see what it does to it. Okay. pretty damn good. I'll say 9.5 out of 10 for this one. How about the wings with the wing nut sauce? Let's try this. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Let's try it with some ranch. Decent sauce. Not amazing, but it's all right. I'll say 7 out of 10.
All right, Jimmy. All right, take care of you guys. Right here, right now! Here we go! Here we go!
Make something happen.
Let's go!
You like that?
Oh, you took me
All right. When you go to Buffalo, you can't just have wings. You gotta have a Labatt Blue, a Canadian beer. Of course, being just across the border, that'll do that to you. So, let's give it a try. Canadian beer is pretty damn good. I would say, let's give it another sip. Amazing. 10 out of 10 on the Labatt Blue.
This is the waffle fry battle boat. We got here the Buffalo side and the Tampa Bay side. It all depends on the opponent. We got here some pickles, mustard, cheese. Looks similar to a Cuban sandwich here in Tampa Bay. Here's some chicken wings. We got looks like sweet potato fries here on the Buffalo side. Let's give both sides a try. I'll give the Buffalo side a 4 out of 10. I'm very disappointed. It's like Tampa Bay side.
He was there for 10 years.
The Tampa Bay side is much better, unfortunately. I'll give it a 9 out of 10 on the Tampa Bay side. Alright, this here is the Timmy's or Tim Hortons hot chocolate. It's pretty cold out here at Buffalo as it normally is, so nothing to warm me up better than some Canadian coffee. Let's give it a shot. Canadian hot chocolate, I should say. Let's give it a shot. Still pretty hot. But it tastes great. This is really good hot chocolate. I'll give this 9.5 out of 10.
Bills make you want to stand.
Repeatedly sings that song and I hate it so much. The internet,
The Bills are now comfortably up. You can feel victory in the air. It was time to play the classic killer song, Mr. Brightside, which has become a staple at Bills games.
Jealousy, turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullaby. choking on your alibis, but it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes. 'Cause I'm Mr. Brightside. Let's go. Let's go, Buffalo. Bills make it once. Yeah!
Let's head into the Bills store. In the end, for a grand total of $86.99, including taxes and fees, we got here another Beanie Baby for my nephew, and this here is Billy Buffalo. He costs $35. Pretty darn expensive for a Beanie Baby, but this of course was pretty unsurprising because the words NFL and cheap don't really belong in the same sentence. I also got here a mini helmet. I think from now on, anytime I go to an NFL stadium, I'm gonna start collecting these, similar to what I do for Major League ballparks and hats. The mini helmet cost $45 and it makes a great collector's item.
We had an absolutely phenomenal time here at the old Highmark Stadium, and we got to see a Bills win. Final score from Buffalo, Bills 44, Bucks 32. And that is going to wrap things up for this episode. If you like what you saw, be sure to give this video a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you love sports venue content as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching this episode of TSTNT. Signing off from Western New York, we'll see you in the next episode. Well, Ralph, it was a pleasure. We had a great time here. Hope to do another vlog episode at the new place one day.